I have a bit of a storied history with Chinese anime. The first one I came across was The Daily Life of the Immortal King. I watched 3 episodes, dismissed it as wish fulfillment garbage, and then shit out a review in a couple of hours. Unfortunately, this became my first video over 50k. It's also where this beauty was made. The next anime was The Master of Diabolism, which lured me in with its interesting plot summary and clean animation. It was only until about halfway through watching it that I noticed something was off. See, the main appeal of the show wasn't fighting demons, it was boy love. Upon learning this, I was caught off guard, but not deterred, so I reviewed the gay sex anime. Coincidentally, this video is where all 10% of my female audience came from. While I don't regret watching these 2 shows, I was definitely not the target audience for either of them, so my perception of Chinese anime as a whole remained indifferent, until now. And the thing that changed that was this comment. Awkwardly wedged in between 2 buildings is Time Photo Studio, an unpopular photography shop run by a group of poor college kids. While their store barely receives any customers, it suspiciously remains open, which can only mean one thing. The shop is just a front for a shady side business. Through the power of Chinese magic, Chang can enter the past through photographs, and Lu can see what happens up to 12 hours after the photo was taken. By combining these abilities, the duo sells clients a chance to fix any of their past mistakes. The majority of this anime story is told through interconnected glimpses into the clients' lives, so you get these dense 20-minute episodes where the writers poke at different emotional soft spots: miscommunication, immorality, inaction. If you have any lingering regrets, the show will try to latch on through relatability. But don't worry, this isn't some preachy live your life to the fullest sap fest. There is actual risk. Some of these missions end a lot happier than others. In fact, most of them end terribly. At times, I wondered if I was watching misery porn. I remember one of the episodes ending, the screen going black, and just seeing my reflection sitting there straight fucking frowning. It's impressive how even the most seemingly mundane stories somehow spiral into heavy tension at a moment's notice. I was on the edge of my seat watching underprivileged Chinese kids play basketball in a crack den. This was unironically one of the most stressful storylines in the entire show. Most of this stress is caused by the conditions tied to the duo's time traveling powers. While small changes to the past are inconsequential, the timeline is kept stable by a series of major events. If any of these are changed, then it's immediately reflected back in the present in some horrific way. So Chang and Lu have to creatively figure out how to fulfill the client's requests without accidentally deforming the timeline into schizophrenic scribbles. This is complicated by the fact that Chang time travels through body possession. He becomes the people who took the photographs he uses to go to the past, inheriting their feelings and memories. Because of this, these powers shift from being a unique way to help people with their regrets to just borderline emotional torture. Maintaining the natural flow of time involves a masochistic process of Chang awkwardly weaving himself into the lives of the people he possesses, and then letting major events play out no matter how traumatic. If the person Chang possessed watched their parents get gunned down in front of them, Chang has to experience it from their perspective while also having the power to stop it from happening. He has to choose to let his own parents get gunned down. Coincidentally, the character directly manipulating the past is both empathetic and extremely impulsive. What I mean is that Chang finds a way to fuck up literally every single mission.
Lou? What the hell's going on here?
To balance this out, Lu telepathically guides his short-sighted friend from back in the present. He acts as the voice of reason, reeling Chang in when he inevitably gets too attached to the people he interacts with. They essentially Discord VC in between timelines. It's not a boy love, I swear. Now, I would love to sit here and tell you that this anime has insane writing and that all the plot twists are both hidden in plain sight and feel well deserved. However, that's just not the case. Some of the shit they pull to make the final couple minutes of each episode stressful bordered on fan fiction. You would be watching 2 people have a meaningful conversation, and then the episode time would pass 20 minutes and a plane would crash into their building. Also, watching something get slowly built up and then quickly destroyed is cool the first couple of times. But when you catch on to the pattern and start subconsciously waiting for the plot twist, it gets old really fast. The writers were aware of this, which is why season 2 of the show completely abandons the whole psychological exploration thing and just becomes bootleg Chinese Death Note. Luckily, the anime's premise is so interesting that it's able to survive devolving into a straight action show. Time travel is a cool concept. Anime fans enjoy stories about time travel because it gives them hope that there exists an alternate timeline where their parents aren't divorced. Now I don't really know how to describe this next point other than they metagame the fuck out of this anime. From the way each episode is structured with hooks at the beginning and end, to the conditioning that happens when the ending song starts fading in during tense moments. Each detail feels like it was meticulously placed to keep you watching the show. Maybe this is just how modern anime is created, with an emphasis on making the show bingeable, but I wouldn't know, as I can count the number of post-2020 anime I've seen on one hand. This feeling of modernity also extends to the story setting. The characters are pop-locking to broken English, drinking boba, whipping out their iPhone, Huawei 9000s, and taking selfies. This felt like a breath of fresh air compared to another story set in early 2000s Japan, or in an AI-generated fantasy world. The characters even talk like normal people.
I grew up in this place with my parents. Try to kick me out, and I'll hang myself right here.
The suicide gambit, an effective, modern dating strategy. A consequence of this modernity is that some of the marketing for this show is atrocious. Look into this creature's eyes. This was not created out of love, but fear. This abomination knows no God. I'm not exaggerating when I say that some of these things are genuine crimes against consumerism. It's not, boy. At this point, you might be wondering, should I just go watch this anime? Yes. Back to it being optimized. This has one of the most insane first episodes of any show I've seen, so go check if it catches your interest. It's a very small amount of commitment considering you can watch it for free on Bilibili, which is just Chinese YouTube. If you do go there, make sure to leave this as a comment so the lovely citizens of China know how much you enjoyed their show. Alright, video over. No sponsor for this one. They allegedly offended me with their offer, so I allegedly sent them a zip bomb. I have not gotten a response back yet. Okay, bye.